Hi there. This is Tony Mitra, and this is 8th of September. And there is a planned protest downtown Vancouver on the 13th, Sunday, I believe. And a lot of fragmented groups, the groups that protesting the COVID-19 restrictions that fragmented and splintered and moved away from each other, and each became insignificantly small in my view, in my opinion, and that part of the result being that they became useless to bring any meaningful change to the ongoing destruction of our liberty and way of life. Reportedly, they have managed to pull together, maybe for one last time, at least for now. For this Sunday, there is nothing planned beyond that. And they are getting together at Vancouver Art Galley in downtown Vancouver for a protest. Now, I personally had stopped attending these protest rallies out of disappointment and also out of self-analysis or my own analysis of whether it's worthwhile going there or worthwhile staying away and using my time on singular efforts or on introspection or on thinking for a way out, all these things. So now I'm put in a bit of a dilemma. On one side, all these groups are coming together, at least on paper, at least on the surface, or so I hear. And on the other side, I have my doubts whether this getting together is serious, whether they are able to iron out the inherent problems, as I see, of the protest movement in British Columbia and in fact in most of Canada. That's one. But on the other side, if I think that COVID-19 restrictions are not only not necessary, it is part of a diabolical scheme to take away our freedom, and that the governments at provincial and federal level are actually in collusion with this new world order, and that it needs absolutely to be protested, and it's not a joke anymore, and our lifestyle and our freedom and our whatever we think is our liberty, state of liberty, is all going to go into one of the worst concentration camp-like existence where unelected people from across the planet somewhere dictates what we must do, what we must not do. Our economy will be shredded, our liberty will be shredded, our food supply will be shredded, and it is hard to imagine that a mass starvation is not part of the plan. So I do believe all this to be more or less true. So therefore, not protesting is also, does it mean that I'm supporting them and all that? So this is a big dilemma, and that is why I'm speaking here. I decided to clear my mind as of now, and then we take it day by day till 13th of September comes, 4 or 5 days from now, and then we see what to do. There is this couple of items. On one side, one person that I have reasonably high respect for his ability to think things through and having a wider perspective on matters, and not just North American. North America is doing a terrible job. I don't know anybody else that is doing a great job, but nonetheless, North America is particularly doing a terrible job of fighting this COVID conspiracy business, because Canadians have lost it. Canadians, I think, they don't know how to protest. They don't know how to protect their liberty. They don't know nothing when it comes to fighting for freedom and liberty. Pardon my saying so, but unless we know our weakness and we're willing to criticize ourselves, we are not going to solve our problem. Okay, that keeps Canada out. What about USA? USA should have been better positioned, but USA is so riven internally, so fragmented, so divided internally on Democrat versus Republican and Trump versus everybody else issue, that that issue itself, at least in my way of thinking, is being used to promote the ideas of the New World Order by a kind of a myopic group of Trump haters who can't rise above pettiness or small differences and give priority to something that is really bigger than they have ever seen in their life. Anyway, so North America is a pathetic story. The guy I have a lot of respect to is Leszek Shostak. He's a Polish Canadian, and I spoke with today on the phone, and he was, I think, in Prague. In Czech Republic, which used to be earlier part of Czechoslovakia before they parted company and Slovakia separated from the Czech Republic. So he is in Czech Republic, and I spoke with him, and he kind of badgered me to join the Sunday protest event because he won't be there, and when he comes back to Canada, he will be quarantined and all. Anyway, this is perhaps the last time that the protest group are joining in British Columbia in any meaningful way, and that I should owe it to myself to join. And also, if he can't come, at least I can come and give him my take on the matter. So that is I should join just to humor him and just to because that's one guy I have some respect for. So he thinks that is very important, and just because he feels so, I might join. But then again, it's 1 hour drive, it's expensive parking, and these are not real reasons. The reason I didn't want to join, I will tell you. If the resistance group has any substance in them, first of all, they must have substance. This is not a joking matter. This protest is global. Its entire humanity is in distress, and Canada as an entity is going to probably disappear altogether. So it's a crisis of a kind that has not come in our lifetime. In Second World War, maybe they were afraid the whole world will be a German colony, and then people were fighting. But nobody alive today remembers any of that. And this one is even bigger than German Nazi attack on the whole world. This is something even bigger, and without firing a shot, that too. So the resistance group, I expect to at least do two things. They can do many others, but at least two most important things they must do, they must engage in, for it to be of any real meaning for me to attend. Those two are, number one, apart from joining, this splintering is absolutely unacceptable. Apart from joining and getting rid of their bloody leadership, all these leaders are useless. They should just become commoners. They should be leaderless movement. It should be grassroots. It should include everybody, not my group and your group, you join me, and blah, all this kind of crap, and one group infiltrating the other, one group sabotaging the other, one group knifing the other, all this kind of crap. And people are running around, the same guy is in 25 different groups, and nobody knows who belongs to. Instead of all that, they need to absolutely join. But that's not the first thing they must do. That is a given. They should have joined hands and not splintered. After having joined hands and gotten out of their leadership drive, they should have, at the minimum, had a real serious brainstorming effort to find how to bring in the other 99.9% that are not joining these protest groups. This is absolutely vital. Without the ground support, you have no chance. The small number of people bringing a change is nearly impossible. You forget about going to courts and all. Yeah, you can go to courts. You are not going to defeat them by going to courts. So either you topple the government by like a militant group or something, which we are not, The only way is mass support, and the masses are not coming with you. They are hypnotized with the mainstream, with the politicians, with the TV, and this and that. So, how to bring them over? How to make them see reason? How to make them understand that what they are being told on the TV is propaganda, is lies? This is a $1 trillion question. These guys should get together and discuss how we should try to approach this subject. Stop jumping up and down on the roadside with a sign. That's not working. 6 months have gone, nothing is happening. So do you need to go door to door? Do you need to stand outside, entrance to railway stations or somewhere? Do you need to go and approach people and talk to them one to one, even if they don't believe you, even if they don't want to talk to you, even if they think you're nutcases? What is it that needs to be done? If there is no one clear way, then there is 10 different ways, and this group should come out that we need to do, volunteers that will try this and that, and then we see which one works, which doesn't work. How we can bring the people over is an absolute must subject. And not a single guy across Canada, across the planet is talking about it. So this frustrates me no end, and this is one reason I detest going to protest march and hear what to me is useless talk. I mean, what these people talk about is why mask is not necessary, why this, why school should not be locked up like this, and why. All that I already know. I don't need to listen to these guys again and again and again. Those things they should be telling to the people who are non-believers, not to me. And they are not telling to non-believers, they are telling to the ragtag group of people who are protesting. So this is complete waste of time, waste of my time. This danger is serious. We don't have time to waste. 99.99% of the people don't get it. Yes, I understand. But these people, protesters who are supposed to get it, also don't get it because they're barking up the wrong tree and wasting everybody's time. So this is one reason I'm so frustrated with them, and this is why I don't like to go. I don't like to hear these guys talk rubbish. To me, these are rubbish. You should discuss how we can solve the problem, not what is the problem. And whatever is your path, whatever, you want to write a new constitution, you want to make citizens action against municipalities, you want to do this, you want to do that, blah, blah, blah. All of that failed, all of that without ground support. So your first priority is how to bring the ground support. It is very difficult when the politicians and the mainstream media and the TV and the newspaper, everybody is saying something else. Your Facebook and your Google and YouTube, everything is supporting the New World Order. It is a very, very hard task, and there is maybe no simple solution, and you don't even talk about it and try to find a way out of this maze. So this is number one that they should do to get me interested. Otherwise, I find it is a bloody waste of time. Number two, if the protest starts succeeding, if they begin to bring out more and more people to join them and the movement starts getting bigger, this is a very big if, because that's not at all what is happening in Canada, then the New World Order is not expected to just take it lying down and say, oh, okay, it's not working out, let's give it up and give Canada back to the people, give USA, give every country back to the people. We tried, we didn't work, and let's call it quits. That's not going to happen. They're going to retaliate, and they have a hell of a lot of ammunition in their hands. They control all the media, they control most of the government, they control the forces under the government, like the police and the Homeland Security and the paramilitary and the army and whatever else you have, special forces and so on. They might unleash them for you. I'm told they control the money supply, they control all the reserve banks and all that. They can make your money disappear or conditionally available. They can make you starve because you have money, but cash has been banned, and you can't buy food because they have decided that you don't deserve to be able to live. So because you're a troublemaker, so you can't. If these kind of tools are, and they might be having many other tools that we don't even know about because nobody discusses what are the tools at their disposal. And if they begin to retaliate, if you succeed and they retaliate, this is what's going to happen. then what should be our plan B? How should we tackle those retaliations? Nobody talks about it. So these are the two things. Minimum these two things should be discussed, and not a single guy, not only in British Columbia, in Canada, in North America, in Europe, in Asia, the whole goddamn planet, nobody is talking about it. And they should not just talk about it. They should reach certain decisions, all of them together, sitting there. It is not easy to find a solution. That is why all the brains must get together, whatever few are there protesting. And then some pathways should be chalked out and tried out by volunteers to see what works, what doesn't work, what works here, but doesn't work there, something else works. These are the engagements that are real nut and bolt jobs to try to fight back. And I don't hear of it at all. The rest of the people who are, I see the list of who all are speaking and all that. Some of them I don't know, but most of them I know. Thanks, but no thanks. I don't want to hear them all over again. The human brain has certain capacities, certain limitations. You'd start filling the jar with all kinds of stuff that you don't want anymore. Your brain is filled up and you have no place to think. You have no room left for independent thinking. So I feel that unless the protests become meaningful, constructive, idea-driven, exploratory, and on the ground, not on social media and bloody on your handphone, there is no point going there, and they're counterproductive. I have a reason to suspect that the British Columbia protests are counterproductive. They are helping the New World Order. They are not hindering them. Why do I think so? Because if I see the numbers which are not going up, 99.99% of the people don't believe us. It is normal to think that these guys are actually believing the TVs and the politicians and everything, and look at our pitiful numbers, so small, that they are justified to think that we are nutcases. Every society has a few crazy people, they say absolutely strange things that the whole doomsday is coming because Nostradamus said, so many 100 years ago that the world is going to come to an end and this is going to happen, that is going to happen. So therefore everybody, just sit down and don't do anything because the world is going to vaporize tomorrow morning. If not Nostradamus, somebody or the other, some calendar, some. So all these kind of crazy people that are there who make doomsday and all that kind of scenario, people don't take them seriously. They just brush them off. They're all cuckoo, Don't take them seriously. So our numbers is so poor, they have absolute right to think whatever the TV says, that these guys are nutcases. They are conspiracy theories. They think that everybody is, conspiring to take actually they are nutcases. They don't even understand that they are jeopardizing people's health by not wearing the mask, and they should be locked up, and they should be. This is what is happening. Our very poor show of numbers is likely hardening the view in the common man's mind that we are nutcases. And more we do the same thing, more like nutcases we appear. This is another reason I don't want to be part of a group that looks like freaks, So you have to get your act together. You have to start thinking deep. There is no knee-jerk reaction. Today I'm a hugs over mask and these are mask. Tomorrow social distancing, day after tomorrow vaccine. These are all surface issues. These are all temporary steps. The real goal is something else and nobody wants to dig deeper. These are the reasons I do not like to join the protest march. It is not because I don't want to protest, but I find it extremely frustrating that these things are not thought of. It is not rocket science. That you need to find out how to bring the other side to your side is not a rocket science. Any stupid fellow, even rudimentary analytical mind, if we can figure out that we are not going anywhere unless we can bring the other side over to our side, and how to do that, nobody is talking about it. So anyway, that's the reason I'm having a dilemma. And at this moment, the counter is weighed more towards, I don't want to go. I don't want to waste my time, whatever little time. See, I'm 70, I'm over 70, past 70 years old. There are younger people, you go and do whatever you want. I don't need to join there and meaninglessly listen there and listen to all these guys talking. Half the people I don't even respect. I mean, they might be friends, some of them, and some of them are not even my friends. I have reservations and I don't want to be their friends anymore. Some of them are definitely something wrong with them. I don't want to badmouth anybody. But some of them are my friends, yes. Tara is my friend and Ryan Kulbaba is my friend and all that. But anyway, so this is the dilemma I'm facing, and this is why if I don't go, I hope smart guys like Les and all that will understand that I have an internal conflict, and the only person I really have to live with for whatever number of years I have left is myself. And if I don't respect a movement, they have to earn my respect. I don't need leadership, but I need to respect. I don't need a guy with 20,000 followers on Facebook. I care a damn about it, Somebody has, 20,000 followers on Facebook or YouTube. They're all rubbish. Out of that 20,000, you can't even find one guy who will do anything. At least I said openly on record, give me liberty or give me death. I said that in front of the Canadian Parliament. I would rather be shot down on my feet, a free man, than live on my leg. And I believe it, and I'm willing to die for that. But damned if I'm going to join a group of nincompoops who can't get their act together and live on the fringes of an issue, don't have ability to look down and waste everybody's time. And this is harsh as it might sound. Self-criticism is necessary. If you refuse to criticize yourself and only find fault with the others, you are not going to find a solution. Everybody has faults, and you must address them no matter how hard it is if you want to succeed. So that's it. I've ranted for long enough. Cut.